guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the Friday the 28th, and we've got it's about 9:30 in the morning. Just wanted to say our nice little Dow coffee tea heater, water heater that we got, it's leaking at the bottom of the handle down there. Real bummer. Don't know why they attached the handle to the inside of where the water is, but that's the way they made it. And it's leaking, so, just know that when you get it. We're just having an easy day. We've been trying to get a hold of these Demeterland folks, and there's no getting a hold of them. Just like the neighbor said, it's once he got into his house, he said they just ignore him unless you go down there. And then if you go down there, they just sure, whatever you say, and then they just do nothing. So that's just how these people are dealing with us. Know that when you come here, if you decide to get anything from them, get everything in writing, everything, and put monetary amounts if they don't get things right, But there are some things I like in here. I do have to honestly say about the house. The toilets in here are really good. They're very water efficient. Hi, sweetheart.
No, Rickshaw house.
But they are super efficient. You can actually take a Tabo and pour it down in that commode, and it'll flush it. It's enough water to flush it. They're not using much water at all. The traps are all glazed, so they're working very smoothly. I've got some Ridex coming too. I'm going to dump down into the septic tank. I'm going to keep that up so we don't have trouble down the road. I used it when I had septic tank before. It's the septic tank guy. I bought a house that had a septic tank, and it was having troubles. It basically burped back into the bathroom and just like an explosion of goo and poo. Had to clean all that up, so I got a honey dipper guy to come out and suck it up. And when he was all done, he cleaned the whole thing out, and it was a big dual tank. We had to make a hole in the top so he can get his hose in the first part of it and suck the water, but he said the secondary part of the tank was all full of goo too, and it was percolating. So when he was all done, and he was there for better part of a day for $50, I was really amazed. But he said he sells this stuff out of there to the farmers, so good deal for us. But he gave me a big old box of Ridex. And he said, "Here, take this." And he says, every couple of months, drop some of this down there, and you won't need me again. And I was really surprised. The dude was just a regular old country boy, and that was pretty cool. But you can see over there, they were cutting the grass, and then they kind of quit. They did that a few days ago. Now they just stopped. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they're at some other development chopping grass. They had some pretty nice gas weed whackers with metal blades on them, but I think a lot of the trouble was with all these rocks in here. I could see them hitting rocks and stuff. I didn't even want the kids going anywhere near them, and so maybe it just chowed their blades. There's so many rocks in here, all inside this grass here. It's just thrown all around like this. You can see it here, and it's the same thing over there. Just so much crap. We still didn't get our glass picked up. I noticed around all the houses, there's big piles of glass. If you go down to the end, way down there, there's big piles of glass. It's like double strength glass. So I can't believe that they would just throw that on the ground like that and just leave their construction trash. Just laying all around, and there's kids that play here. Ours aren't the only kids that are running up and down and playing. There's an old grandpa guy up there, and his grandchildren are riding their bikes and all that. So I had taken the glass that was laid up against the curb and put it up closer to the back of the house so that the kids wouldn't crash into that, because they're riding their bikes and stuff, and the kids fall down, so that's just a real bummer. So we've got, it's getting down to the end of the month right now. We'll be getting rolling. We were out yesterday. We got a bunch of food, fruit and stuff like that. So we're doing pretty good. My wife got something planted in here. I'm not sure what she's going to make a garden out of this. We don't have much space here. I want to take this thing and raise it up, raise this up, make a path, make a little path through here and raise it up here a couple feet and raise it up at least this high on this side with a path in between, and then make it like a bench so that we could sit down here if we're going to be outside here instead of having all these chairs all around. Yesterday when we were out, we saw like a office place, and I wanted to stop because they had all kinds of chairs in there, stackable chairs, folding chairs, and all this kind of stuff. And I couldn't check the price because there was absolutely no place to park. And by the time we did find a place to park, I said, this is just stupid. Let's just, we'll go home and we'll walk up here. It's too stupid the way they have parking in the town. You can't pull over anywhere. And if people do, there were trucks that pulled over and put their flashers on where they got up on like part of the sidewalk. Well, now they're blocking half a lane, and then you get the people can't use the sidewalk, so they're walking out in the lane, blocking traffic even more. So know that if you come here, it's not car friendly here in Lipa at all, at all. Unless you go into the malls trying to drive away from all that stuff. The malls all got good parking. But another thing that I thought was very odd in this country, that maybe it's changed in the U.S. too, I don't know, but I never remember having to pay for parking when I'm going into a retail outlet, malls or anything, even in their parking garages. But here, you pay. You're gonna pay for parking. This just seems odd to me. You're going in there to spend your money at this place. Least they could do is let you park for free. But nope, that's not how it works. So if you have a car, that's another tax that you're going to get. That's just how they do it in this country, the way they roll. And it's to me, it's just very, very odd. But we're getting a real nice, kind of a cloudy day. We had another beautiful moon last night. It was clear, but no red moon or anything like that. We've been getting cool nights. And by the way, let's see what we got for temperature here. We've got okay, right now it is about 85 degrees or 30 Celsius. Is what it is right now. I'm glad I got that little thermometer with the dual read on there because I'm not too hot on the metric yet. When I was young and in school, that was a big thing. They were going to teach everybody how to do metric in the United States, which they should have. I mean, everything's based on tens. Makes math simple, makes everything super simple. But they never did. They talked about these politicians. That's what they do. They just talk. They don't want to make things better or easier for the children. They want to make it stupid. This public schooling in the U.S. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I just posted something on Facebook. Some teacher was kind of mad about how they were teaching the kids poor grammar and teaching these gender studies. That's not their job as a public school to inflict their policies basically and their beliefs on children. Teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's it. They'll be old enough to make decisions for themselves. And then with all this gender study stuff, I don't get that. You're either a dude or you're a chick. End of story. End of stinking story. You want to be something else in your own mind. That's your problem. They have psychiatrists for that can help you. There's plenty of them. They advertise all over the place. They can help you because it's a disorder. It's a disorder. I'm telling you. You laugh about it, but it's actually kind of sad. But to teach small children that, children are sponges. You don't teach them that. And the folks that do that will answer to the good Lord one day because you don't mess with his babies, his children. They're the only innocent ones on this planet. And I see why this world has gone topsy-turvy now. The good Lord took his smile away from the U.S. for sure. He just said, that's it. You've been murdering babies in the womb for so long on a mass scale. I always remember that one where the dude, he's sitting in his log cabin out in the fire, and firemen come by in a truck and they say, hey, come on, dude, let's get in the truck. And the dude says, no, I'm not worried about it. The Lord will save me. And then a little while later, a helicopter comes by, throws a rope down. Quick, get on, the fire's going to consume you. He's, oh no, don't worry. The Lord's going to save me. And then finally the fire consumes him and his house, and he's gone, and he's standing there before the Lord, and he says, Lord, I thought you were going to save me. And the Lord says, hey, I did. I sent two times. I sent you people. And this is what I think happens with all these little babies that are being murdered in the womb. How many of them were the cure for cancer or anything? Something a gift that he would have given them, and now we'll never see that gift because we've murdered him, and he's taking his smile off of us. End of story. That's just how it works. I don't get these people thinking that, and all the evil plots they have. And look what's going on now. They're running amok with this convent stuff, just to subjugate everybody. You look at then that they started giving in a lot of places the jab, and now there's a big resurgence in the number of cases, people getting sick. I posted a thing on there, people getting clots and all this stuff, and somebody, it's on there. Start looking it up. You'll start finding it for yourself. I saw a couple reports where they're hiding these numbers of people that are getting sick. I did see one report. I saw a couple of them, but one of them was about this certain washing machine that was being sold in England, and 1 in 70,000 of these washing machines would catch fire. Not that it burned the whole house down; it just started melting stuff inside. And a couple of that particular model of machine actually did start a fire that burnt the house. None of them burnt the house down, but burnt the laundry room all up and all this stuff. And that was 1 in 70,000. And they completely banned all sales and recalled every single one of them to make sure. Now they're given this jab where 1 in 1,000 is getting sick, but they're not going to recall that and say, oh no, it's a bad thing. So that tells you there's something up with this, guys. You gotta open up your eyes and start looking at this. I can't say okay to it at all for anything, and I'll fight to keep from doing it all the way to deportation. I'm not gonna go for it. There's too much going on with it right now. I personally myself don't trust it. You want to get one, that's your business, and that's what it should be. But I get people on here that tell me, you're against your neighbors if you don't get it, and blah, 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 blah. What a simpleton argument that is. What a simpleton thing. If those guys over there want to get it, great, get it. You're protected. You're protected against me. What you worried about? But that just implies that they're thinking that it doesn't work. But one guy said, "Oh, I want protection from the dogs here, from the neighbors." Well, that's the law. This thing that they're giving is making people sick. It's just making them sick. A lot of folks, and it's getting worse. You see it daily, and not everybody, but now you're starting to get doctors come out from around the world that are saying, look some of these things up. Start reading some of the stuff these people post. Some of them may be quacks, maybe, but there's getting to be just way too many. And the media is not going to help. It's not your friend. Not going to help you. How many of those people really got this jab? I doubt any of them. It's all a bunch of baloney. There's no proof of that. There's no proof at all. So why do we have to have proof? Why are they forcing us into a proof? Now here in this country, they got what they call green lanes, and I just laugh because the green is the money coming out of your wallet, guys. I just sit back and laugh. Just a question of mine. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or not, but here's a question for you. You come into this country, they make you go into the queue for 10 days. Then they test you. Okay? And they know that these things are false, and they're making positives. There's even write-ups on the papers here in this country saying that they're giving false positives out the wazoo. So it would seem to me, is that on purpose? So that, boom, you're going to get a positive, and you're going to have to stay another 14 days that you pay for yourself? Is that how this is going to be? That seems like it. Seems like it now. They're doing these green lanes. Are they going to let people with vax come in? But how come you're seeing in, I think it was the town of Valencia, they started getting vax, and all of a sudden there's this huge resurgence. They got the whole place locked down, and the people who got the vax are getting sick. These are things everybody should be just thinking about and questioning. I'm not understanding a whole bunch of the stuff that they're doing, but that to me seems like it's money. If you come into this country, test them, set them in a place in the airport. I wouldn't even let them out of the airport. Have them sit there. They call it a rapid test, so make it rapid. Boom, let's go. Make it rapid. Test them. If they're negative, bye. Oh, but they're carriers. Oh, it's all this stuff. I love it when they got on there and this Fucci guy got in there and said, "Oh, there's a new variant that there's no tests can discover it, and you don't even know you're sick. There's no symptoms." Guys, you are being buffaloed big time. If any of you guys think that's for real, there's just the wool is so far over your eyes, you're lost. You're just lost. I don't know. Go eat some grass. There's plenty around here. You can have some of mine. You can come over here, all the grass you want. Maybe if you bleat badly, it'll shut these chickens up. But you trolls can hit me all you want, but you know something? Like I remember reading a long time ago. This was way back in the late 80s. I used to listen to a radio show, and the guy said, I think he actually played it. I think it was from Ronald Reagan before he was president. He said, liberalism is a mental disorder. And I remember hearing that. And come from Reagan. I think he was governor of California when he said that. And he was in a liberal bastion back then. But I thought it was kind of funny. But now that I'm getting older, it's not so funny anymore because they're in positions. Now they're talking about going to pay these student loans off. What a bunch of crap. I had some guy hit me on one of the comments one time. He's this long-haired, freaky dude. And college educated, and he's glad he's getting his student loans paid off. It's not paying off all of them. It's paying off only a percentage at $50,000. I said, well, why don't you get a job? Oh, he couldn't find a job in his field. Okay, so what the heck are you going to school for? You know, you go for these gender studies and all this baloney crap because your buddies high up in government are going to make a job for you. It's the only place you're going to work. And you're going to foist your stupid crap on us? Nah, I ain't going for that. And I don't think that if you go to school and you owe a big bill for that, that's your problem. That's not my problem. You go get a job and pay your own damn school. I knew a fellow that was a preacher, and he went to school, and he incurred a really huge debt. And guess what? He paid it off. You know, he basically got a job and paid it off. It took him years. I think he said it took him over 10 years. But guess what? He did it. He got his schooling paid off. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't come in big for somebody to pay your thing off. You know, I remember when I was young, I didn't get college. Some of my family was able to go to college. Older siblings, not me. I got into the trades. And guess what? I started making money right off the bat. I was making money while I was going to school. And that worked, and it became really good. I got good at my trade, loved my job. I started out as a plumber. I hated that, but I got really good at what I did, and was able to talk with customers and stuff, and get them to buy what we were selling. You know, our job. We used to go around every time we'd do a job. I would go ahead and videograph it back then with a real big old camera, not like this little tiny thing I'm holding right now, but we'd video that, and I would show it to people. Here's one of our jobs. This is our job. And I remember having a guy tell me one time, well, who cares? That's going to be covered in a wall. Well, you know something? I come to find out a lot of customers care. You know that. Another thing I did was all our heights of wire in the wall were of a standard height. Just like you have to put switches on a wall of a certain height. Plugs have to be a certain height unless it's handicapped. And I used to do the wires at an exact same height. And that way, if people were doing where we didn't have to put the metal plates. A lot of places require, if you're on a wooden stud, that you have to put a metal plate. And where that wasn't required, we told them this many inches off the floor. This is where your wire's going to be, and give yourself an inch or so either way. You know, in case they put something on the floor or raise it up somehow, and you won't be drilling into a wire. And I would just show them all these features. I remember I went into a job, and the one fella, he was going to sell extras, and I was kind of bummed at him. The people got a call, and I said, "What are you doing? What's the matter with you? Give me that damn book." They weren't buying anything. They weren't buying a damn thing. It was a very wealthy person. So I went in and talked to them. They got done with their call, and I said, "Hey, I just want to talk to you." I said, "Look right now. We're going to be doing these ceiling fans in here, and our price of adding $25 now. Let me tell you something. If you come in and decide later, now that wire in the wall is the wrong wire, okay, to control that. So you have to get a remote control, which you're going to lose. Everybody loses them. You'd rather have it on the switch, or the batteries run out, or what have you." And I said, plus they're going to have to put a spreader box in there and spread your studs apart to hold it in, to hold the weight of that. I said, just let us go ahead and do it now. And here's a picture of how we do it. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, boom. Those are sold. All of a sudden, I got 7 bedrooms with that stuff sold in a big mansion house. Sold them to Century Vac. When I was all done, the fella had nothing sold, absolutely nothing. When I was done, I had, I believe it was $32,000 worth of extras in these people's house. And they were glad to get it because they had the money. They didn't realize putting it in later was just going to kill them. So that's the way you do things. So, but I got into the trades, and I was very successful, was able to retire, and, living out here in the Philippines. We got our little house. We got a few problems with it yet. Mainly, the builder. A lot of things that we asked for didn't get done. People get kind of ticked at me for saying all this stuff, but I got a whole laundry list of things that I wanted that they just didn't do. They didn't put things in the right spot. They wrote it all down. It was all going back and forth on the emails, but never going to get right. We still don't have any kind of water pressure. I mean, if I go up, I'm just taking a bath downstairs. It's a waste of time because I can't even, I can't rinse my hair. It depends on, if I take a bath at, like when I wake up at 4 in the morning, 3:30, 4 in the morning, it's not so bad. I get a little bit of pressure where at least I can rinse my hair. But if I try to take one during the day, and there's not that many houses around here. I mean, if you look here, there's not that many houses. There's not that many at all. Look at this. What's going to happen? Every one of these places is a lot like mine. What happens when this is all filled up? And they're going to start building one right here. They're going to build one right there, and they're going to build one right over there. What happens? There's a sand pile there. I don't know if you can see it. That's where the house is going to be. So what happens when they build these places and those people start using water? I can't even have water upstairs in my house when we flush the toilet downstairs or run the kitchen sink. As soon as we do that, I've got nothing upstairs. It completely stops. The water completely stops. Now the engineer, what the heck is his name? I forget his name again. It's the same as my wife's brother. Hey, Faye. Hey, what's your brother's name? Starts with an R. What's your brother's name? The gay one? Rodell. Okay. I was just trying to remember the name. He called himself Engineer Rodell. He came out here, measured that our pressure was really low compared to some of these other places up here. But I'm hearing from neighbors, they're complaining their water pressure's no good, all the way up to the front. But, and that was a couple weeks ago, and we got nothing. And when you call, the only place I have to get a hold of, on the messenger, there's absolutely no reply from these people. When you call the number, they say, "Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, we're on it. Thank you. Goodbye." That's all you get from them. Nothing. You get nothing else from these people, and they just don't. I think they got the money, and that's it. They're done. They're done with us, and we're on our own now. This guy over here, JR, he's been over 4 months now that he cannot use his upstairs bathroom at all because when they run the water or flush the toilet, the drains are leaking and it's just coming out all over the living room ceiling. He complained. They came in a few times, had taken the ceiling down, went in there and fixed this, and then put it all back up, and it's still happening. And now he's running into where he got crickets just like us. This fellow over here, Not JR's, but the next house right in the middle. That's June. He's been complaining about all kinds of problems too, and they won't do it. I think he went all the way up to the national thing, and they told him, no, don't do that. Come back to barangay first, then provincial, then you come to us. You try to get remedy there. So this is something that's going to take, when you have to do it that way, it's going to take years and years and years. Because what will happen is when they have a date for these people to show up, I'll guarantee you they just won't show. And they don't do nothing to them. They just put it off for another month. So they'll probably do that for a year or two, and then probably might change their name or something. I don't, that's just how a lot of these places do. But it's a royal shame.
We're gonna open the window in the car.
No, because it looks like it might rain after a while. We got some clouds over the mountain, and clouds are kind of moving. They're heading north today, so that's a little bit unusual. But we're getting slight breeze. It's the warmest day in a while. I can feel the heat. Oh, you got some? Okay, we'll cut that open when I come in, buddy. He's Mr. Mango Man, huh? You like mangoes, happy boy? Beep. Okay. Well, don't let it fall. It's gonna get bruised. All right. Well, there's my beautiful babies, and I gotta be Mr. Mango Cutter. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and don't forget to pray for each other.
Hey!